What happens when someone lives through the kind of pain that should have erased them before they ever had the chance to rise? For Jamie Foxx, survival was never a lucky accident. His life has always been built on endurance, shaped by struggle, and driven by an inner fire that refused to go out. The world knows him as an Oscar-winning actor, a Grammy-winning musician, a comedian with unstoppable charm, and a performer who has crossed every boundary of entertainment with rare authority. But long before Hollywood stages and global applause, his story began in abandonment, in a small Texas town where a child learned early that life offers nothing freely. His journey was never about ease. It was about resilience carved out of hardship, about genius sharpened by loneliness, and about a spirit tested even at the edge of mortality when a sudden medical crisis nearly ended everything. Jamie Foxx disappeared behind hospital walls while rumors spread and fans prayed, only to return scarred, shaken, and still standing. Proof that even when life flickers close to extinction, it can ignite again. A childhood marked by absence. Jamie Foxx entered the world as Eric Marlon Bishop on December 13, 1967, in Terrell, Texas, and his earliest lesson was one no child should have to learn. Absence can shape a life as deeply as love. His father slowly stepped away, and his mother was no longer present in the daily rhythms of his upbringing. By the time he was only 7 months old, he was placed into the care of his grandmother, Estelle Marie Talley, a woman of fierce faith and unyielding discipline. Her home was modest, working class, and ruled not by comfort but by structure. Estelle believed discipline could protect a child from chaos, and she enforced it with strength that left no room for weakness. Jamie would later call her the strongest person he ever knew, because she gave him both order and music, the two forces that would become his foundation. Music as refuge and survival. In his grandmother's home, music was not a hobby. It was survival. Jamie spent endless hours at the piano, struggling through classical pieces while other children played freely outside. Each mistake was corrected, each wrong note repeated until precision became instinct. The piano was both burden and refuge, demanding everything while giving him the only voice he truly had. Gospel hymns in church pews filled his spirit with soul, while strict practice carved discipline into his bones. Even as a child, Jamie was learning something deeper than music. He was learning endurance, learning that effort was the only currency life had given him. The loneliness behind the laughter. The pain of being left behind never loosened its grip. Birthdays arrived without a mother's embrace. School performances ended without a father's applause. Jamie would scan the crowd, hoping someone might show up late, knowing no one would. That loneliness became a quiet scar, and humor became his armor. He learned to make people laugh so they would not see what he carried inside. Beneath every joke lived a child who had mastered endurance long before he ever tasted applause. Comedy was not just entertainment, it was protection, a way of surviving the ache of absence, a discipline that built an unstoppable spirit. Adolescence brought its own challenges, but Jamie was never without shelter or food because of his grandmother's fierce devotion. Still, he lived with another kind of poverty, the lack of being chosen, reassured, or claimed, yet something formidable began to form in him. Gospel music gave him soul, the piano gave him precision, and Estelle's strict guidance gave him resilience. Even laughter, once used to shield his wounds, became a tool that would open doors far beyond Texas. His childhood was a painful paradox, deprived of love in one way, yet armed with the very tools that would make him unstoppable. Stepping into entertainment against the odds. By the 1980s, Jamie's hunger stretched beyond music halls. He studied classical music and composition in San Diego, mastering discipline while craving something more dangerous, the raw electricity of a crowd. That hunger pulled him into comedy clubs, where hope lined up for hours and dignity could vanish in minutes. Comedy was combat. Unknown performers waited endlessly for a microphone that might never come. To survive, Eric Bishop became Jamie Foxx, choosing a name that could not be boxed in. It was not a gimmick, but a rebirth born from necessity, the harsh grind of early career. The grind was merciless. Jamie had no mentors, no connections, no safety net. Some nights the crowd erupted with laughter, lifting him. Other nights the room turned cold and failure felt like disappearance. In those moments he remembered his grandmother's discipline, the piano bench that allowed no shortcuts, the rule that effort was the only thing he owned. Each rejection became a wound, and each wound became a lesson. He made strangers laugh while hiding, his own loneliness, earning applause while fearing he would never truly be seen. Breaking through into the spotlight. In 1991, persistence cracked the door open when Jamie joined In Living Color. Suddenly, his fire reached millions of homes, not just late-night clubs, yet Hollywood tried to confine him as only a comedian. Throughout the 1990s, he fought to be taken seriously, proving range through the Jamie Foxx show and beyond. Those years were not gilded. They were forged in rejection, sharpened by indifference, and driven by a refusal to vanish. Out of closed doors, Jamie built resilience, Hollywood triumph, and the weight of expectation. When Hollywood finally crowned Jamie Foxx, the applause felt unreal. In 2004, he became Ray Charles in Ray, winning an Academy Award and dissolving the line between actor and legend. That same year, Collateral earned him another Oscar nomination, confirming his arrival at the summit. Yet triumph carried weight. The Oscar was both crown and chain, because expectation presses hardest when you stand at the top. Setbacks that tested his resolve. The industry remained unforgiving. Films stumbled, headlines spread faster than praise, and the pressure to never fail again tightened. Jamie refused to let setbacks define him. He answered with range, singing in Dreamgirls, embodying vengeance and liberation in Django Unchained, radiating danger in Baby Driver, and carrying moral gravity in Just Mercy. Alongside acting, his music soared with Grammy wins and global hits, cementing his identity as a true multi-talented artist. Nothing was given. Everything was earned. Fatherhood and the promise to be present. Even at his peak, personal life demanded another kind of resilience. In 1994, Jamie welcomed his first daughter, Corinne, and in holding her, he made a vow that he would never leave her the way he had been left. Romantic relationships shifted and faded, but fatherhood became his anchor. He feared repeating the scars of his own childhood, so he chose presence over perfection. Birthdays, recitals, and ordinary moments mattered more than headlines. His daughter would later call him her biggest protector, a reflection of quiet commitment forged through hardship. A second miracle and deeper purpose. In 2008, Jamie welcomed his second daughter, Annalise. By then, he had Oscars, Grammys, and admiration, yet none of it could erase the quiet ache he carried. Holding her brought memories of abandonment rushing back, and with them a renewed promise. No child of his would ever feel alone. Fame mattered less than family, and the man the world celebrated was still striving to outrun the shadows of his past. Facing mortality and returning from the abyss. Jamie's resilience was tested again in the most terrifying way when a sudden stroke struck without warning, nearly ending his life. He vanished behind hospital walls as rumors spread and fans prayed. 20 days of memory disappeared, moments erased forever. Few return from such darkness. Jamie did, scarred, shaken, but unbroken. His survival became another chapter of endurance, reminding the world that even the brightest flame can flicker close to extinction and still ignite again. Legacy of resilience and human strength. Jamie Foxx's story is not one of smooth ascent. It is jagged, painful, relentless, and filled with moments of brilliance that shine brighter because of the darkness he endured. From abandonment to discipline, from piano keys to comedy clubs, from Oscar stages to hospital recovery, his life has been defined by perseverance. His legacy is not perfection, it is survival, the refusal to vanish, and the transformation of hardship into art. Final reflection on a life fully lived. Jamie Foxx teaches us that greatness is not gifted, it is forged. His journey reminds us that resilience is learned in the hardest moments, talent is sharpened in struggle, and love is proven through presence. He did not simply survive, he transformed every hardship into purpose, every scar into strength, and every challenge into a living testament to the human spirit. Jamie Foxx is more than fame or awards. He is proof that even when life tries to erase us, the fire within can still endure and inspire for generations.